Hey you guys, my name is Tia Ray, and I wanted to talk to you guys about WandaVision. As you know, WandaVision just came out on Friday, January 15th, and when it came out, there was a lot of talk about how much it was so similar to Bewitched and I Love Lucy, all the feel-good, older, you know, Americana type TV shows. When I saw the episode, I of course immediately thought of that, but one scene in particular made me think like, hey, this show is more so like one episode in particular of the Twilight Zone called It's a Good Life really made me think that is what the whole series is going to be built off of. One scene in particular really highlighted that for me. So as you know, Wanda and Vision are newlyweds. They're in love in the first episode. And in that episode, they meet Vision's boss. And so the boss was very aggressive in asking them questions, and Wanda definitely didn't like that, and Vision was uncomfortable. And and when he was in the middle of his questioning, he started choking. He was choking, and when I was watching it, I was like, why aren't they getting up? Why aren't they trying to, perform the Heimlich maneuver on him? But they just sat there, and they didn't watch him, but they were watching Wanda. They seemed to be asking Wanda through her eyes to do something, to let them do something. In fact, his wife kept saying, stop it, stop it. She was first telling her husband that, but she was staring straight at Wanda to stop it. And so I thought that was pretty weird. It was like she in that moment knew that Wanda, or she thought that Wanda was the one that was cause of it. So when Wanda gave Vision the okay to help his boss, he immediately got up, which makes me think that Wanda was in control of that whole situation the entire time. That man's life was in Wanda's hand, and she chose to let Vision help him. But there was a moment in her eyes where you could tell that she really didn't want to stop it, that his boss was ruining her night, and she didn't want that to happen. Zone episode I'm referring to again is It's a Good Life. And in this episode, there is a little boy who, just like Wanda, seems to be in control of not just the people, but the entire town.
Recognizes a map of the United States, and there's a little town there called Peaksville. On a given morning not too long ago, the rest of the world disappeared, and Peaksville was left all alone. Its inhabitants were never sure whether the world was destroyed and only Peaksville left untouched, or whether the village had somehow been taken away. They were, on the other hand, sure of one thing: the cause. A monster had arrived in the village. He took away the automobiles, the electricity, the machines, because they displeased him. And he moved an entire community back into the Dark Ages. Just by using his mind. This particular monster can read minds, you see. This is the monster. His name is Anthony Fremont. He's 6 years old with a cute little boy face and blue, guileless eyes. But when those eyes look at you, you'd better start thinking happy thoughts.
So in this episode, we learned that little Anthony controlled everything, from their day-to-day life to even their most special days, like birthdays. So in this episode, we learned that everyone was gathered around to celebrate a birthday party. But it wasn't Anthony's birthday party. No, instead it was Dan's, Dan Hollis. And so Dan, he was happy to, enjoy this day, because finally this day was something that was, a day that was meant for him to celebrate, to be happy about. But unfortunately for him, he couldn't celebrate it in a way that he wanted to. Instead, he was forced to do things that a 6-year-old wanted. So you can just imagine that when your whole life is dictated by a little boy, you will be frustrated. And Dan, in particular, for this night, was super frustrated. He was annoyed, he was irritated, he was just angry at the way that his life was shaping up. So that anger was building up throughout the night.
Please, for the love of heaven, please don't say anything.
I'm saying anything. I'm not saying anything. Nuts. I can't even play my own record. I can't even play Perry Como.
Why? Why did you...
Don't play that, Pat. That's not what I want you to play. Play this. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday.
Please
dear
stop.
Danny.
Stop it. Stop.
So, just like Mr. Hart, Vision's boss, Dan Hollis let his temper get away from him. And just like Mrs. Hart, Dan Hollis's wife was trying to get him to stop. But unfortunately for both men, they didn't listen to their wives. So as a result, he brought forth the temper of a very powerful human being. So at this moment, Dan is trying to get his fellow townspeople to face off with this creature who happens to be a little boy and stop his reign of terror. They want to, but they're afraid.
Bad man! You're a very bad man!
Somebody end this now. What are you thinking about me?
You're a bad man! You're a very bad man! And you keep thinking bad thoughts about me!
I can't help but to wonder if WandaVision will end like the Twilight Zone episode. Will Wanda forever control the town like little Anthony? Or will the townspeople, will Vision finally have enough of their life being controlled? It seems that the only difference between Wanda and little Anthony is that Wanda in the end stopped. However, there's something in their eyes, in both Wanda and Anthony, that shows that maybe they are a lot alike. In both situations, these two saw that they had the power. They held life in their hands. Anthony chose to take the life he had, while Wanda, well, I guess we have to see what Wanda does with the lives that are still in hers.
No comment here. No comment at all. We only wanted to introduce you to one of our very special citizens, little Anthony Fremont, age 6, who lives in a village called Peaksville in a place that used to be Ohio. And if by some strange chance you should run across him, you had best think only good thoughts. Anything less than that is handled at your own risk. Because if you do meet Anthony, you can be sure of one thing. You have entered the Twilight Zone.